Hey guys, and welcome to the Speedrunner's Guide for Ancient Evil. The purpose of this guide is not to teach you how to specifically do the Easter egg. If that's what you're looking for, I have a solo guide on my channel that you can go check out. This video is so those who are interested in learning how to speedrun this map can see the decisions that you have to make, the tips and tricks to do things faster, the different strategies to get through things easier, and just put it all together so you can start speedrunning the map yourself. So the first thing that we need to get into is the loadout. For your Danu, Ra, and Zeus perks, you want to have Quick Revive, Time Slip, or Secret Sauce in any order that you choose. The reason we're using Secret Sauce is because there's not really a fourth perk that we need, so since it's the cheapest perk, we get it so we can get our stamina modifier and the Odin perk faster and easier and sooner. Elixir-wise, you're going to want Anywhere But Here, Equipment, Temporal Gift, and Arsenal Accelerator. And for your weapons, you're going to want to use the Scepter of Ra Specialist, Wraithfire, and I recommend the Strife with the Stiletto Knife Operator attachment. The other thing that you want to have on a weapon as well is for the Spitfire, you want the Wildfire Operator mod. For your characters, you want to make sure that you're going to be either Scarlet or Diego. They are the fastest because they have less to do when it comes to shooting the symbols in the door. As soon as you spawn in, you want to just knife all the zombies as fast as you can. You then want to run to the closest door by where you spawned, and you can shoot through this little graded window and hit the mirror for the Hemera upgrade. You want to try to spin that as fast as you can, and then run over to the Stiletto wall by. We sit over here so that way all the zombies will spawn on this half of the spawn room. Make sure you shoot that Hemera mirror as well, and then you want to completely clear out round 2 as fast as you can. Once you do, buy the door directly behind you and go straight up to the amphitheater. Once you get up here, you want to kill about 6 zombies before you pick up the artifact. We do this because if you wait just long enough before picking up the artifact, once the artifact ritual finishes, round 4 will automatically start. Once you pick up the artifact, run to the overturned table in the back. You can see the other Hemera mirror and you can shoot it from here. The other thing we want to make sure we do during the artifact ritual is you want to activate your specialist once and then you want to instantly put it away. From my understanding, by doing this, you then introduce the full power specialist recharge drop into the drop cycle. So by doing this, we'll give ourselves a chance of getting really good rewards if we get the specialist challenge out of the tributes. Now, once you finish the artifact and you're heading back towards the tribute bowl, make sure you take the same route as you did coming up. You don't want to go through the riverside because we're saving points and we will buy that door later when we need it. Now comes one of the most heartbreaking parts of this entire Easter egg, getting your tribute rewards for the Eternal Flame. If you're going for a perfect run, you want your very first tribute to be specialist kills. However, if you're still learning the speedrun, go with whatever tributes you get and just practice. Once you start getting more comfortable, and once you feel like you can really push yourself, that's when you can start doing resets so you can get specialist kills. One other thing to note is you'll only get tributes in your tribute pool once they are active on the map. As an example, you'll only get shield kills once you built the shield on the map. So for the speedrun, you won't be building the shield until it's time to actually melee the Eternal Flame. Now for this guide, I'm going to show you what to do if you happen to get specialist kills as your very first tribute. First, you don't want to buy the other door to Temple of Apollo. You want to leave it shut so all the spawns stay confined. 2, this is also a good chance to use your Temporal Gift just in case you get a double points or insta-kill. Now you want to let the zombies spawn in a little bit and get as many hoarded up as you can. You then want to pop your specialist, which will then despawn all the zombies around you. Doing this will also cause those zombies to respawn, but still count towards your challenge reward. Once your reward hits legendary, make sure to put your specialist away and then go ahead and claim your reward. If you get a specialist full power, go ahead, pick up the reward, and then kill off the rest of the zombies in the round. If you get a Pack-a-Punch weapon, go ahead and get your Pack-a-Punch weapons as a reward. You then want to pop your Arsenal Accelerator and then start killing the rest of the zombies in the round, so that way you can start filling back up your specialist meter. While the round is changing, you now want to make your way to the Gaia Shrine by way of the Danu Perk statue. While you're running down there, there's a checklist of things that you need to be keeping an eye for. You're going to be looking for where your hand spawned in, you're going to be looking for where the spear part of the shield spawned in, and then you're also going to be checking to see what side that the golden bridle spawned in on. If you happen to have all 4 hands or only 1 hand on this side of the map in your game, instantly go ahead and restart your game, even if you're just learning the speedrun. This is always going to be an automatic reset, no matter how experienced you are for this Easter egg. Now, once you are in the Gaia Shrine doing its little lockdown event, this is when you're going to be activating and using your specialist weapon for the second time. Now, if you're very, very lucky, you're going to be able to get this epic during this activation. But if not, that's okay, because you only have to get it to epic from here, which it shouldn't be too far off of. Now, if at any point in the rest of this Easter egg, your specialist weapon hits level 3, you instantly have to restart your game. For the scepter melee trick to work, which I'll explain more in depth later, you cannot let your scepter hit level 3. So if it does, for some reason, you instantly have to restart. However, now that we're done with that, we now want to find our second hand and go towards the Shrine of Hemera. And there are 2 ways that you can do this. You can either simply run up there and grab another tribute from the Temple of Apollo, if need be, or if your hand is close enough to the Gaia Shrine, you can anywhere but here right after you pick up your second hand, and you might get a good teleport and get close right to the shrine. To upgrade the Hemera gauntlet, we're going to take a very specific route, and hopefully all your mirrors will be properly preset if you shot them earlier. You're going to go over to the river, you're going to shoot the mirror, but don't pick the light out of the bowl. You also want to make sure you pick up the shield piece as you run through here. Go to the front of the Temple of Apollo, shoot this mirror, but then you are going to pick up the light and run it back to the shrine. Now we run over to the river, pick up the light from that bowl, and return its light to the shrine. And now from here, there's another very specific route that you're going to want to do. You're going to run up to the Temple of Apollo, shoot this mirror, and then by this time, you should have your epic reward. You want to go ahead, claim it, and then you want to run back down through the bathhouse. Now, we are not going to pick up the light just yet. At this time, you want to pick up the golden bridle. Hopefully, the best spawn is for it to be on Treasury's side. But if it's on the fountain side, just go through the barrier by the wagon with skulls on it. The reason we're picking up the bridle now, before we pick up the light, because once you go into the Prove Yourself Hemera trial, this will instantly kill the Giganese that is on the map. The reason that's good for us is so that way he will just instantly drop the shield piece and we don't have to worry about spending time to actually kill him. Now the shield piece should drop between the marketplace and in the bathhouse. Now once you come out of the trial, there's another checklist of things you want to make sure that you do before you get on Pegasus. It's not really anything too much, you just want to make sure you have everything on this side of the map completed before you go to the other side. If you have all that stuff done, go ahead, hold square, and you will go riding on Pegasus. Now, what you want to do is make sure that you hold X, or I'm assuming A on Xbox, I don't know what it is on PC, and it will then skip the Pegasus flight cutscene. Once you land, the first thing you want to do is check the 3 Tong locations and make sure you pick them up. And then as long as you already have your third hand, head straight towards the Charon Shrine and go ahead and start it. And if you've timed it perfectly, you'll be completing the Charon Gauntlet during a round change. Now, as you start running around looking for coins, there are a few other things you want to be doing. You want to be looking for your 4th hand spawn if you don't know where it is. If you don't already have a Pack-a-Punch gun from your tribute rewards, you want to buy the Spitfire as you run past it. You also want to be making sure that you did indeed pick up the tongs the first time, and you want to make sure you at least pick up the hammer spawn. Now, if you get all 3 coins before crossing Pack-a-Punch or going over to the workbench side of the map, go ahead and shoot down that side's eagle, get the Giganese to spawn, and make sure you let the eagle out of the cage. Doing this will once again despawn the Giganees while you work on upgrading the gauntlet. Once you get out of the challenge, you want to make sure go ahead and get your 4th hand, go over, pick up the anvil for the Pegasus strike, build the Pegasus strike, and then you want to go ahead and break out the other eagle from its cage. And we're now going to go ahead and do the Ordos lockdown at the same exact time as we do the Pack-a-Punch lockdown, so that way we're saving time and not doing each at its own independent time. And just like the Charon shrine, the ideal time to be completing this shrine is while it's during a round change. So that way, as soon as you can leave the Pack-a-Punch area, you can continue to shoot the feathers that you need to do to upgrade the Ordos gauntlet. Now, speaking of those feathers I was just talking about, when it comes to the arrow that is in the Pack-a-Punch area, you only have to shoot that feather once with the Ordos gauntlet. That's enough for it to make it back to the shrine. For the next 2 arrows, we're going to end up shooting both of them at the box location next to the forge. You're going to first shoot the arrow that is closest to Pack-a-Punch from here, and you're going to end up shooting this feather twice. Once that arrow has completely fallen to the ground, you want to round zombies up and line them up in between the crystal and the pillar. Doing this will kind of give you a guideway, so that way you can shoot zombies to the arrow over next to the Charon shrine. Once you get all of that done and then you get the Ordos gauntlet fully upgraded, you want to make sure you re-grab the blood gauntlet and make sure you have done everything you can possibly do in this side. If for some reason you still don't have a Pack-a-Punched weapon, this is when you're going to want to have the Spitfire at least Pack-a-Punched 1 time. Now when it comes to meleeing the oils with the internal flame, the fastest route that I think is you want to go to the riverside first, go past Danu's perk, go down to the general's column, get that oil spot second, and then go over the treasuries and hit that spot last. We now need to go shoot the 4 statues with their eyes blue. While you're doing this, there is a little trick to be able to find the eyes faster. Whenever the eyes turn blue, they actually have a little sound effect. So if you listen very, very closely, you can kind of do a little bit of directional audio and find them just a teeny bit faster. Now once you shoot your 4th statue, you want to shoot a bloodshot on the ground closer to the Gaia gauntlet. Then pick up the Gaia gauntlet, and there is a very specific timing to where you can get all of these cogwheels in a perfect rotation. You want to shoot the wall next to the auger, and then you want to go up to the wagon wheel, shoot its wall, wait for that cogwheel, throw it over the middle, go back to the auger, throw at that cogwheel, and then you want to run backwards to the stairs, break that wall open, shoot that cog, and if you time it just perfectly, you can then run up the stairs and instantly throw another spear and perfectly get this working the very first try. You then simply just need to go up and complete shooting all the vines with the Gaia gauntlet. Now, after you do this, you want to take this route going back down towards the shield fountain going through the bathhouse. You then want to go repair your shield if you need to, and you also want to pick up the Hemera gauntlet. As you run back down, the Giganees should be on the staircase to the left in the bathhouse. If you do it perfectly, you can shoot him here, and he will shield blast from the stairs and hit the Ankh from there. Now, if you're struggling to get him to shoot the shield blast fast, the most efficient way that I always found it was to try to shoot him in one of his 2 weak spots up close, and then after he finishes his attack, try to run a further distance away. We now need to kill the Giganees, and we're going to use this by using the first instance of the Raw Scepter melee. To melee really fast, all you simply need to do is on console, you spam left and right trigger at the same time as fast as you can. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but the reason that this all works is everything is because the game thinks you're doing the melee attack and the laser attack at the same time. The animations cancel each other out, and instead of having to wait for the animations to finish, you then can just instantly do another attack again. It's very similar to melee reload canceling on regular guns. Now that we have the Ankh and we've picked up the golden spear, we're actually going to go ahead and do the raw laser step before we go do the sundial step. Now to complete the raw laser step, it's going to be the same exact strategy as I recommended to you in doing in my solo Easter egg guide. The only really major difference or thing to keep note of here is whenever you have a Blightfather spawn in, you're not going to have a fully pack-a-punch gun. So if you need to, you can do the melee scepter trick on him as well, and the melee scepter trick absolutely destroys Blightfathers. Now once you finish the raw laser step, you then want to completely finish the round as fast as you can. You can use your scepter, you can use the spa trap, but you want to finish it as fast as you can. You then want to grab the Hemera gauntlet and head over immediately to the Sundial area. To get Catalyst zombies finished the fastest as possible on the Sundial, the way I have been doing it is I don't kill any zombies until I get the first Catalyst to spawn in. Then I kill it on top of it and go ahead and finish it. Then I need to make a judgment call. I either wait and try to get a second Catalyst zombie to spawn during this round, or I go ahead and just wipe the round, and the majority of the times at the start of the next round, I'll get 2 Catalysts to spawn in. If you decide to wait for a second Catalyst to spawn in on the current round, the way I recommend doing it is as soon as you get him to activate the Sundial, go ahead and kill out the round and get the second symbol completed on the Sundial really simple and easily. Now we're moving on to the hit your mark step for the Easter egg. And the way to do this and save some time is not major, but you'll save a few seconds. So there's 3 phases. In the first phase, you have 3 circles. In the second phase, you have 4 circles. And in the third phase, you have 5 circles. It's very important to note which circle you're on during which phase. Once you get to the last circle of that phase, as soon as you wipe all of the zombies, you can instantly run back to the starting area and it will instantly start progressing to the next phase. The other way that you can save a few seconds, and you can kind of predict where the next circle will spawn, is that if you always run to the direct back circle of the crystal like you see me doing in the video, it should always spawn on the opposite side up front of where you just were. Once you start getting close to the end of Hit Your Mark, you have another judgment call that you need to make. And this is all based on how much ammo you have in your gun, not your gauntlet. Once you complete your 5th circle, if you have ammo and you have a Pegasus strike, you can instantly go through the teleporter and go straight to the symbol door. If you don't, you have to wait and get the free max ammo that it's going to spawn for you. Once you do get all the doors in the symbol shot, go ahead, clear out the zombies around you, and then preemptively pull out your Pegasus strike and get ready to place it down as soon as you see the symbol. Instantly go grab the Ordos gauntlet, and then as you're coming back up and walking next to the Ballista, you're going to be holding the charge shot walking alongside it to go ahead and get it properly aimed at Medusa's head in the background. You're then going to take the teleporter directly behind you and heal your shield if you need to. You're going to grab the Eternal Flame, and if you're feeling extra lucky, you can use it anywhere but here and hope that you spawn next to the Venom trap. If you want to play more consistent, you want to take the portal that is next to the Shield Bearer's Fountain. Once you activate the trap and run into it, do a direct 180 and then run straight back up to the Ballista, ignite it, and then you're almost ready for the boss fight. You're going to want to grab the Blood Gauntlet, and then you're going to want to make sure that your Spitfire is pack-a-punched 3 times. That means you're going to want to pack-a-punch it for 5,000 once, and then 2,500 points 2 times after that. Now you can get away with only doing a single repack of your Spitfire, but I recommend, and if you have the points for it, do as many repacks as you possibly can. Now once you enter the boss fight, you can once again skip the cutscene, and then you're instantly getting ready to go to fight Pegasus. As soon as you spawn in, you want to ADS immediately and get as many headshots and shots on Pegasus as you can. Take out the Giganees as fast as you can and then get ready for Pegasus. If you want, move close to the teleporter but don't take it. Use your gauntlet and get as many shots as you can as close as you can. Once Pegasus goes down, we're once again going to do the melee trick. Now a big warning about the boss fight. Perseus will throw his fire spears, and if you didn't know, when you run through the fire, it can actually super recharge your specialist. However, if you run through the fire with your scepter out, it will super level your specialist, and you can sometimes accidentally hit tier 3. So just keep note of that. Now, once you've downed Pegasus your first time and get away from that island, you're going to want to pop an Arsenal Accelerator, and you're going to want to get your scepter back as fast as you can. Pegasus will only be spawning in certain locations now because one island should be destroyed. So if you do it optimally enough, you should be able to down Pegasus on 2 flyovers this time, if you're using both your Gauntlet and your Spitfire. Once you do kill Pegasus, and if Perseus doesn't have any fire on the battlefield, and you don't have your specialist charged back up, a trick you can do is you can actually stay on the second island and wait till he starts raining hell down and destroying it. That fire works the same as his fire spears and will also recharge your specialist if you need it. Once you're actually battling Perseus and he decides to actually teleport down to your stage, shoot a charged bloodshot on the ground, and then all you simply need to do is pull your specialist out next to him and then once again do the melee trick. This is enough to not only down him, but deal enough damage and you can kill him in a single teleport. And that's it! You've now speedrun the Easter egg for Ancient Evil. The last bit of advice I have for you is world records are cool, but always set your goals to be beating your own personal best time. You'll see a lot more success in that, and eventually your personal best will get close to the world record time. So I hope this encourages some more people to start speedrunning, and until I see you guys in the next Twitch stream or video, I love you all and have a good day!